Hello! Alright. Yeah. Hello, everyone. How are you guys today? Hi, Dan. Hi, Otto. Oh, hold on. Salut! Mais qu'est-ce que tu fais? T'es passé où? Ita? Hold on. Yes. Ton bout préféré. D'accord. C'est Aline? Oui, tiens. Non. Oh. Trop limite. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Hi guys! Hi Patricia, hi Melu, hi Elena, and Lee. Hi Jacqueline! How is everyone today? Elevator butt. You missed being the star of the show, didn't you? Didn't you? Yeah. Stop doing that. My mic is full of cat snot now. Hi, Lynn! Thank you so much for your message, Lynn. I wanted to say a great big thank you to two-person, Steve and Lynn, who sent me really nice messages during the week, and I've read them, and I need to read them again and again, and I will reply to you guys. I will write back, but I wanted to take time to really read the messages and think about it and write back. But I'm incredibly thankful. It was really helpful. So again, big thank you to Lynn and Steve. This cat is absolutely silly. Oh no! Oh no, cat acne! Aww. Pico has acne every once in a while. There's really not much to do about it, and it usually just clears on its own. Time to go? Bye! There are some birds to check in the window and squirrels to pretend hunt stuff like that. Right. Feh. Not exactly completely set up yet. I don't have my water yet. Hold on. There we go. I hope. Okay, I think the camera is good. Is it too dark? Is the image really dark? The vet gave me some medicated wipes for the acne to keep the area clean. That's cool. It's really weird. Cat acne really doesn't look like human acne. So at first when we saw that Pico had some, we're like, whoa, is she just dirty? Where did you put your face? But then I googled it and I was like, oh, this is cat acne. This is weird. That's unusual. Looks a bit dark. It looks a bit dark to me too. Let's see if I can fix it. What's up? What's up, camera? What's up? How is that? Is that too bright? It's hard to say when there's not actual images on the screen. It's oh yeah, no, that's not too bad. I think that's better. Oops, it's supposed to go in my pocket. All right. So, to warm up, I wanted to start by doodling dandelions. I've been fighting the dandelions on on the lawn out there because it used to be it was like mostly just dandelions and there's not really much grass on the lawn. There's a lot of moss, but there were like so many dandelions and it's kind of, you know, dull and boring to have so many. There's nothing else that can grow, and when I remove them I can see that there's a lot of tiny little plants that are trying to grow underneath this dandelions. And yeah, so, I thought that to just get started I would I would doodle my nemesis. So you have some that are like absolutely huge and like spiky. See, the thing is that I don't spend a lot of time outside, and I really should, but I'm not good at having nothing to do. And usually I would go and buy food, but that's not an option. That's not a great habit to have. So I was looking at the lawn, and even if it's not exactly my lawn, I was like, you know what? Let's pull some dandelions. Dude, these guys, I swear they're like flat and freaking huge. And then you have like these roots that are the size of my pinky fingers. I'm like, what? You've been there for way too long. Time to go, bro. Hey, Tsukaboo, hi. So yeah, so I'm fighting the dandelions, and I got a words are failing me. I got a blister from fighting them because I'm not exactly equipped for gardening, so I'm using like kind of cotton gloves and nitrile gloves on top, and just a butter knife to dig them out. If we were neighbors, we'd let you get some dirt therapy whenever you want. Aw, thank you. It's great, and I kind of get what I can from this setting. Like I might have very ninja-y planted stuff, which is basically just me throwing seeds about. I wanted to grow some catnip and some shiso. So I just tossed some seeds outside and we'll see what happens. Summer has hit Canada. Yeah, close to it. Today is the first time I was outside in the sun and I could have gone outside without a sweater on. And yeah, so I'm pulling dandelions because that gives me something to do, and it's kind of a really physical activity. So, you know, I spend my days sitting and or standing and drawing or editing stuff. So to go outside and to actually fight those guys, it's kind of a nice change. And also, the seeds I had bought also some lawn. What do they call it? But it's basically something else than grass that you can have grow in your lawn, and it's never going to grow really tall, and it's going to be mostly green. It might have a couple of flowers for the bees. But it's not grass because I find that grass is kind of a stupid plant. I'm not a big fan of grass, especially in this weather. Weather. It's getting super warm and warmer every summer, and there are issues with, you know, drinking water. And people still water their lawns like that's actually important, and it's not. It makes me so angry. The worst is people who wash their car entryway with water because they can't be asked to use a broom or something, you know, just, and I mean, what? Well, yeah. Sorry, I'm ranting about stuff that I'm really not a green thumb. I am not good with plants, but I figured that I can easily throw seeds away and pull some dandelions. No one should be. That should be within everyone's reach. Catnip is fun to grow. Then watch the neighborhood cats. I really hope that me sowing. So anyway, planting catnip outside will make it so that the cat who uses the plant area near my window as a litter box will stop doing that, because that was so bad. That was really, really bad. Hold on, I'll go catch the... I know the box of seeds is just around here. I kept the packaging. Okay, so I got some catnip. Thing is that I planted catnip and shiso, and but well, the way these grow, the seedlings, they look really similar. So I'm like, I am not sure which is which. But yeah, I got that. And then I got some of these wildflower lawn blend that I sort of thrown in as well, because our lawn, like I said, it's not really my lawn, but I don't see anyone take care of it besides mowing it, so I thought, well, it will give me something to do. So flowers, and this is the thing I got to help fill in the gaps in the lawn, because when you remove all the dandelions, It's mostly moss and like nothing. So hold on, the wildflower one is a mix of does it say? I don't think it said. This blend of 13 species of annuals, perennials, and fine fescues forms a low-growing, dense cover that can be used as an alternative to lawn grass. It will self-sow and bloom for years, changing from spring through autumn. But it doesn't say on the packaging which seeds it is. Just need to mute myself. And oh, see, this one includes the. Why doesn't this one? Anyway, this is lawn solution. It's the bee turf that I got because I like bees. And this one includes sheep fescue, western yarrow, micro clover, baby blue eyes, sweet alyssum, English daisy, Roman chamomile, perennial ryegrass, white Dutch clover. So that's for this one. I really like the idea of just throwing seeds and hoping it grows. I mean, it's kind of better than whatever we have going on right now. So stay on the floor. And I'm really glad because that website is a Canadian website. It's called West Coast Seeds. They have a lot of like organic seeds, and it's a www.westcoastseeds.com. It's in British Columbia. Duh. But yeah, they're great. They have like good choice. I should really go get some water. Ugh. Right, be right. I hope I can stay in one spot after that. Sikabu says, our catnip we planted a few years ago, and last year it just exploded majorly. There's a cat who always comes over a couple of times a week from 2 blocks down for his fix. That's so cute. We took up 22 feet of driveway for one of the raised planters and put another one across the front of our house. Ah, that sounds cool. What do you have in there? Ailana! Okay, so I took out the white from this set and I put it some PG8 from White Nights, but it really doesn't want to settle. It's been in this pan for like a week and it's not dry one bit. So not sure what's up with that. So now I'm getting a self-imposed crash course in urban farming as my neighbors lose their patience. Ugh. We have weird neighbors around here. The ones in front of us, they're the type of person who like to wash their car entryway instead of like just leaving it there. Who cares? Oh no, there's like 3 twigs and 7 leaves in the entry. I don't get it. It's really not one of my priorities to keep this stuff like pristine and clean. I'm like, it's nature. There's gonna be something, like you're gonna turn around and it's gonna be something else in there. So freaking dumb to waste water just to rinse off pavement. Oops. I put a link in the description because this is something I had heard of before a lot, but I've never done for myself. It's the sort of the Myers-Briggs personality test or something. It's supposed to help you get a clear idea of what kind of situation works best for you, or how you tend to react or be. And I don't know. I had heard a lot about it, and I recently saw this link to the website, and I got really curious because I didn't know what mine was. And it's the thing is, you know, with the 4 letters, either starts with an E or an I, and then you have like 3 more letters. I was like, hey, let's do this. And I thought it was really fun. And it's also really fun after that to read on your result, because there are many things that I was reading on and I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely something I do. I did put it in the description. Awesome. I wasn't sure if that had worked out properly. But yeah, when I saw my results, I was like, oh, and I kind of like it, because with what it gave me as a result for the type of person that I am, knowing this stuff from an outside source is like really helpful. So I was like, oh, now I see. Now I know how I can, you know, take care of certain things in my life. And I was also reading on the hold on, transactional analysis thing, with like the parent-like ego, the child-like ego, and the adult-like ego. I was trying to grasp that stuff, but it's really hard. I'm not super good at grasping the abstract. Hey, Ellen, hi. I didn't even draw a flower, but I guess that's because I'm trying to remove all the dandelion flowers before they can become the seed head and ruin my life. It's really nice to see all the tiny flowers underneath though. Like, yay, grow! You have room to grow now. The behemoth of a dandelion is gone. This is all your sunlight. This is just like doodles to warm up, and after that I will try to get something a bit more complex then. My studio mate brought in potatoes, and I had to plant the ones my other studio mates could doodle cats on. Ah, that's so funny. Hey, Stacy, hi. Take a look at the Enneagram. It's an easy yet very comprehensive system of personality testing. Huh. I will write that down. But yeah, basically the Myers-Briggs one, it sort of helps you figure out between 4 sets of 2 characteristics, words. You are, well, it's a range. It's not like one or the other. There's a scale. You can be like 50% in the middle of both. But the first one is between introvert and extrovert. That's fairly obvious on its own. Second one is between sensing and intuition. Third one is, hold on, between thinking and feeling. And the last one is between perception and judgment, I think. So it's kind of interesting to see which ones, like, where do you stand in all of that? Are you in the middle of two? Are you closer to one? Are you closer to the other? And can you relate with the result? Do you, like, when you read the results, are you like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That is definitely something that I do. Like, one of those for me that made me laugh a lot was in regards to the thinking part of it. It's the the fact that people who get the same kind of ranking than I do, they can really get bogged down with using the proper word to say the right thing. And especially with paint and stuff, that's something that I realize that I'm doing a lot of time. Like, I get bothered with the use of pastel to describe tints and neutral to describe muted colors, and I was like, oh, this is really something that I do. Really made me laugh. Also, Lee, the kid who doodled cats on the potatoes, that's a pretty awesome kid. But the results can vary from test to test and on the day you take it. Yeah, sure, it can, but I don't know. I really tried to answer, like, as truthfully as possible. Let me guess, you are an introvert, intuitive, perspective feeler. Me? Nope. Nope. I am an introvert, sensing, thinking, perception person. I got ISTP. I think for the there's one that was near the middle between both things. So I thought, yeah, perhaps that one's a bit more flexible, but like introvert, that was a 99% sure thing. I sure blew that. I was not really, I'm not a really intuitive person. Like, it says that it's really more about observing, and it might look like intuition, but it's in fact like digesting all the observations and knowledge. The T for thinking, it's either thinking or feeling. I think that was the one that was perhaps a bit closer to 50% for me, but it was still mostly thinking. And then the last one was really much closer to perception. Oh wow, Stacy, you're an extrovert. That's cool. Actually, she doodled a couple of cats, like drew a whole cat on the potato, and then decided one potato looked like a manatee, and drew an eye and fin. Aww! Manatees are the perfect use for potatoes. They are. Cats too, I think. Cats are very potato-esque at times. Extroverted loner. I like the part that says that introvert and extrovert is mostly just about the way you can re-energize yourself. And like, I think you can be sort of if you're an extrovert, you can enjoy being in a public place with other people without necessarily engaging with them. And that will let you recharge. I know that for me, it's being alone. That's the best for my own self. Yeah, and someone can be like 51% extrovert and 49% introvert. That's something that can exist too. It's a scale. It's not like absolutely one or absolutely the other. You can be anywhere between both. It's just interesting. I don't know. I feel like understanding this stuff and reading about it, like, say it tells me that I am not an intuitive person. Well, I can stop agonizing about the fact that art stuff doesn't really come perhaps naturally to me. Like, it doesn't it's okay if it doesn't come from intuition, or it's okay if I have to be more methodical about it. I don't know if you, it sort of give me license to be what I am, because that's kind of valid. It shows me that it's a valid option for life. I don't have to be what I'm not. I can be what I am, and I just have to find a way to make it work. I don't know if that makes sense. Stacey says, yeah, she says that she's an extroverted loner, that she likes people, get a charge out of being around people, but also likes to have a lot of time to herself. Exactly. I love cities, I like the energy of people activity, but I don't require interaction. 90% extrovert, huh? Dan is 92% introvert. All right. Moving on to the next thing. Let's put this aside. Yeah. I'm picking up some reference books that I got recently. Archer's paper. So scientifically, it doesn't mean you hate people. I know that Dan is probably joking, but being an introvert doesn't mean you hate people. Like I said, it mostly explains how you refuel, how you recharge yourself. Because, like, no one is completely one or the other. Like, I will enjoy time spent with my friends, and I've been to some social gatherings, and they were okay. They were like a decent fun time, but it's a draining activity. It's not a recharging activity. So I got this book. It's called Living in Japan. And I thought it was interesting because it's supposed to show, well, it does show some specific houses. And I think there's a bit of everything in there. There are some really modern ones, and there are some really traditional ones. Like if you want to see something modern. So yeah, I thought it was fun because it's mostly images. Though it's a bit annoying because sometimes they split an image between 2 pages, and the book is so thick that you lose a part of the setup in the middle space. Dan says, I'm a logician. Apparently only 3% of the population has this personality. Lee says that she's similar to Stacy, but actually interacting with people is draining for them. Like, I like coffee shops and busy farmers markets and cities, but if I have to talk to people, I get really tired really quick. That's really interesting. I really like this this sort of it's not exactly a spin, but this way to see introvert and extrovert necessarily as a like ew people, are like yes people, but more like you can appreciate both, but one will drain you and one will recharge you. That's what I find really interesting. Nata says, I do much better with people one-on-one. I hate groups, like group dinners. Yeah, it really depends. I used to really hate it when it was work-related, not because I didn't get along well with my work, my colleagues, but like, you would have this meal that would take forever in a place you don't really like because you didn't choose it, and you could only speak with like a handful of people at a time, and you might end up sitting close to people you don't know. And I know the goal is like you get to know more people, but when you're an introvert, you don't want to do that. You just, like, if you're forced into being in a group with other people, you just want to be close to the people you know and talk to them. So yeah, it's just weird. It's like even if a group is big, it's gonna end up splitting into smaller groups. So yeah, I got this book, which I think was pretty interesting. I'm still not completely comfortable with drawing stuff from a different culture, because it still feels weird. It still feels like I shouldn't be allowed to do that. But I still really enjoy watching it though. This is still fascinating and inspiring and just awesome. There was I started looking at it from the beginning, and you see one old school kitchen at some point, and I was like, wow, that is so cool. And you have like the pots with the lids to cook the rice, I think, or cook just about anything, but I guess rice and bean would be the most convenient to cook in. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I think it's called Doma. Hold on. I was reading it yesterday and I was like, this is so cool. Kitchen, yeah, a traditional Japanese kitchen, or Doma, built around the kamado, wood fire cook stove. It's so cool. What's an ASPI? I hope that's an okay thing to ask. Yeah, Dan says, "Oh my God, reading these test results is like reading about my life." That's the kind of a feeling that I got from reading my test results too. A couple of times there would be things that, depending on if you're the last letter, if you're turbulent or assertive, like I am not an assertive person. So that was like, if you're an assertive something, and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely don't do that. So that's definitely not me. But for the rest, that was really like, huh. Oh, Asperger's, huh. Thanks, Lynn. It's a great little book, isn't it? It's really, really fun and inspiring to look at. I really love that this book, you can see that the houses, they would try to always feature some space for a garden, even if it was a tiny garden with just a few plants, and like, that's good. That's good. I didn't mean to send a case. Aww. And also, this is the other book I got that specifically, I got a few other books from this collection, I guess. And this one is, again, I have one that's like European castles, I got one that's cities. This one seems to be more about traditional, hey, is that Kumamoto Castle? What am I saying? I can't read it anyway. Darn it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And like super inspiring stuff. Since I'm trying to perhaps refuel my my bank of mental images, I figured that these books would really be helpful. Go a few pages forward. Oh, that's Nagoya. Nagoya. I wish it. Hold on, let me check if there's a. Well, if there is a way for me to figure it out, I don't think I can read about it. Oh well. Castle in the Hokkaido. Hold on. Is there something in the beginning that will perhaps help me figure it out better? Castles in the Kinki region. Castles in the Kanto region. Chubu region. Let's see. What's this one? Tohoku and Hokuriku. Hokkaido. Shikoku. Kyushu. Himeji, Edo, Otawara, Nagoya. Huh. They're pretty cool. I mean, they look amazing. Old battlefields. Whoa. Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty cool stuff. You get some armors and weapons and the masks. I don't know, it's just so visually interesting anyway. It's pretty cool. Oh, there was Kumamoto. Hold on. Anyway, I can ask. Is it this one? This is, I think, the last. Hold on. This is the last castle that we can see. Perhaps this one. This looks more like a house, perhaps. What am I saying? I don't know. Oh, koi. A lot of carps in there. Castles in Hokkaido. Oh, maybe this one. Yeah. Then it's all other stuff. This one. It's beautiful. It's a real bummer that it got affected by the earthquake. What a shame. Huh. Yeah, koi pond. I love ponds as well. I really like every kind of arrangement that looks really like natural. Like when it looks too human-made, I find it loses a bit of its appeal. But that's why I kind of like throwing seeds outside and seeing what grows. Sorry. All right. So my idea was either to get inspired by these books or perhaps to draw the cat tea shop. I wonder if I don't think it's the same, but there's always people I've heard many times saying that you can buy goldfish, and if you put them in a pond that is big enough, they're gonna grow really big. But I don't know. I would have to do some research to see if they are related to the carps, the koi carps. Dan. Hey, Joy. Hi. Related, yes, but not the same species. Huh. Always gotta make sure there's not some nudity sketches ahead. Not that I do many of those, but I would forget about them easily. Ellen says that koi are much bigger and have the whiskers around their mouth for finding stuff on the bottom of their environment. That being said, goldfish can get big. They need way more space than most people give them, sadly. Also, they can live for a long time. I never had good luck with fishes. Poor things. Okay, so let's say we have a cat tea shop. What is really specific to a tea shop? You would need to have some sort of display with canisters in the back or something. You know, the big canisters that have a that's just like the Kuzmi shop. Kuzmi. I don't know what to call them, but these kind of weird canisters with the pop. The Pecos tea shop. Of course, the main seller person will be Pico. Oops. Catnip tea with orange. Not orange. The cats don't like orange though. Oh, I would need my cat tea, wouldn't I? Bouncer would be scared. Yep. That's me. And Bloops is probably 6 years old. What? Why do cats don't like orange? Because all the citruses they smell really strong. It's one of the scent they suggest you try using if you want to prevent cats from going in a specific place. Like your cat does its claws on the couch, well, try putting some orange essential oil nearby or something like that. I don't know. I know that they're not, well, mine are not fans, but they're not really like ew about it. They're just like, it's a thing. I would need my cat tea. I still am heartbroken over opening them. I've put them like on a specific place in my tea shelf so I can always see them. But I'm like, I don't know. I want to use them, but at the same time I don't want to use them. The packaging is way too cute. Hey, Misha! Hi! I was looking at it because, like I said, I have issues with the cat using the flower bed as a litter box, and it's kind of problematic. So I was looking at like, are there plants, are there natural options for me to use to hopefully get this cat to stop pooping there, because it's really nasty. And they would suggest using really strong smells like lemon, orange, things like lavender. So far, the only thing I've tried is, first of all, I dusted a lot of dry catnip because I had some extra. They always give you some with toys, and my cats, like, we don't use enough. So I used all the old catnip and I tossed it in the flower bed. And then I sowed catnip seeds. And I hope that will be enough to keep this party pooper, literally, away from the flower bed. It's really gross to have to clean up after his mess. And it's so stinky too. And it's right next to my open window in the summer. So you can't really beat the smell of cooking poo in the sun. Disgusting. Wanted my parents' neighbors' cats to stop pooping in my parents' garden, but nothing worked. Yeah, it's really hard to figure out. One of the things that I saw that could work well, you sort of have to think about it in advance, and it's you buy this sort of lattice. It's like a carpet, but it's really like a lattice of plastic squares like that. And they're big enough that plants can grow through, but they're also small enough that cats can't really dig. So it messes up with their behavior of digging to bury their poo. I wonder if citronella would repel them as well. That's one of the things they suggested. I think it's called lemon balm. Anyway, I got some lemon balm and I got some mint too. Because, like I said, I wanna I'm ninja sewing stuff. I nearly spat out my tea. Oh no! Did you try cayenne pepper dusted around? That would be the next one. That's a good idea. Thanks, Gary. I will write it down so I have cayenne pepper and I don't really use it in cooking, so I could just sprinkle it around. Messed up cats. Oh, I swear, the one that uses the flower bed is just, you know, I have 2 cats. I'm used to cleaning up after them because that's what you have to do when you're owned by cats. You have to clean up their litter box, but it's usually really simple. And I have 2 females. They're quite small, so basically they use the litter box. You grab a bag, you clean up, and done. But the thingy outside is like a monster. Leaves me these gargantuan piles of stuff to just try and clean up after. And the flower bed is not really deep, so it's not like it's well buried. It's basically just there with a couple of wood chips on top, and I'm like, ugh. Great. Aslan? A lion? I hope not. But it's definitely not on the same scale as what I clean from my cats. No cayenne pepper. They will get it on their paws. Oh no! Okay, so no cayenne pepper. Yeah, in French. Do you have other suggestions, Patricia? Do you know of stuff that would work? Both, Lynn says, both lemon balm and mint will try to take over your garden. Lemon balm by seeds and mint by sending down fruits. That's fine. I kind of wanted, like, I would be happy to, because that would be sort of something happening. Ashes from tobacco. I don't smoke, but I'll keep note of this. I thought perhaps coffee grinds might work. Lena says, That's the thing. My parents' neighbors tell them how easy their cats are and that they rarely have to clean the litter box, but that's because they poop in Lana's parents' garden. Cats love coffee, crud. If the neighborhood cat is a dude, I'm pretty sure that's a dude because it's gotta be a massive cat. There's no way that's a tiny little cat. No way. I'd be after a girlfriend even if your girls are spayed. We had an unaltered male perpetually beating up on... Oh no! Squirrels might get a buzz from that. Lavender, coffee grinds. I tried, Misha, the Google machine says rue, pennyroyal, lavender, Cleis canina, and lemon thyme plus human hair. Oh, that one I didn't hear about. But I was looking for all of these seeds on the website I mentioned earlier, and they only have the lavender. And I was like, But I got some lemon balm and mint and catnip. I hope that if I can't get it to not come, I can make it so that the cat by itself wouldn't want to poop here. So I'm thinking that if I put in the flower bed a lot of things that the cat would enjoy, it's less likely to poop there as well. Like, you don't poop where you eat, so if the place is full of catnip, perhaps you will be less tempted to poop over here. So your flower bed will smell like old ladies. I don't know, does lemon balm smell like old ladies? I love mint. Mint is cool. Catnip is a type of mint. You will also have to remove the dirt. Yeah, I do that. I pick up after his mess. And I've even tried putting some of the litter from my cat's litter box over there to change the scent to another pet, but no, not lemon lavender. I thought the old lady smelled more like rose. How about slinging the third somewhere so he thinks his litter box is... Oh, that's gross. Oh, whoa. Alan, that sounds really like a tough situation though. Came through the screen door into our kitchen to get at my cat. Needless to say, his owner ended up with a bill for neutering from animal control. Yeah. Come on, cat owners. Neuter your cats. If that's the thing for the cats, the counter really has to be smaller than that. I guess they wouldn't want that many teas anyway. You would have catnip, bonito again. Quality stream chat today. Well, isn't it always like this? Sharp parasites. Ugh. Ugh. Hey, Ishan, hi. the old lady smell is always gonna evolve. Like my grandma, she really likes lily of the valley, and my mom really likes lavender, and I don't see that about to stop anytime soon. So I figured that the smells we like in our lives are gonna be our old lady smells. What's your inspiration been lately? It's been lacking. Trying to think. Yeah, I think lacking is perhaps the best answer I can give, but there's always a couple of things that I enjoy doodling, like cats. I love doodling sort of elves and tieflings and fantasy creatures. I'm always trying to draw humans in a way that I like, so I'm always doodling humans somewhere. Have you seen the new Surtur mattress commercial with all the cute animal babies sleeping on the bed? No, I haven't. I don't know if catnip tea would buzz the cats. It could. Very easily could. The dreaded old lady smell. Well, as long as someone washes regularly, it should be fine. I think most of the old lady smell comes from either not washing clothes often enough or not washing the body often enough. That's why Scout would be needed to escort the rowdy ones out. Whoa, that's weird. Hmm. In Canada, and I think in the US now, we have David's tea. It was created by a local guy, a Canadian guy, but I think it's everywhere now. I used to be really fond of their teas, but they have so many weird that, like, strawberry kiwi tea, and it's just like green tea and flavorings, and I'm like, well, that's not exciting, you know. If you have a tea with like bits of fruit in it, or you know, like an actual mixture that is not just flavoring, I think that would possibly be more appealing. do you still have a PO box? Yeah, I do. It's in the description, technically. Distinctly tea in Stratford. I think I had saved that in my bookmarks. I think I looked it up and saved it. Anna says, my partner just asked who is streaming, and I told him Eve, blah. So he said, but is Eve Caturday? So I am Caturday, okay. Huh. That's pretty cool, Amisha. Amisha says, I found a handy trick this week. A paper stencil I had made was too flimsy, so I coated it with plastic, otherwise called craft acrylic paint, in $1 bottles. It worked rather well, especially compared to plain paper. I think that's something that Lindsay says as well, that when she uses stencils, if she uses paper stencils, she will not wash them off. She will just let the acrylic paint dry on them, so it makes them sturdier with time. Thank you so much, Ellen. That is really awesome. Preference, green, white, rebus, fruit or herbal. Any is good. I drink a lot of black tea. I really like chai tea, I like Earl Grey. Black tea's out the wazoo. But it's really, the only things I really don't like is lemon and hibiscus in tea. I don't like hot lemon, I don't know why, and hibiscus has never tasted good for me, so nope. Thank you so much, Ellen. Otto sent me a really awesome chai rooibos tea that is like, I'm pretty sure it's like 50% cinnamon. It is so good. And I'm like, every time I use it, I'm like, is this a special enough occasion to use this unique tea? And I'm like, I don't know. Should I keep it for like another occasion? Like, yeah, but it's really good and you really feel like that cinnamon tea. I'm like, yeah, but it's also like really rare, and should I use it for this or should I use it for something else? I always have this dilemma going on. It's from Japan. So that makes it extra complex to stock up, you know? It's really nice, and I love that they sort of tell you can leave the... First of all, it's a pyramid sachet. It's a pyramid thingy, whatever. And it's smaller than the one I've seen before, and it's made without the rope or cardboard thingy, and you can just leave it in your mug. And it doesn't get weird, it doesn't taste odd, it doesn't get super insanely strong, it's just really good. So I was like, oh! So thanks a lot, Otto, for sending me that pretty awesome tea. It has given it a better... it has given me a better appreciation of rooibos teas. Because I used to really struggle with those. The ones I would get would be like I would get some with flavor and they would just taste like plain rooibos, and it's really weird. And I'm like, why? So I don't know, perhaps it's the type of rooibos. I sort of have to try more of this sort of tea, but at the same time it doesn't make you want to spend money on like you wish there would be more samples so you can try them and then figure out if one is a better match. I wish we had some sort of really Canadian tea that I could send. But from what I've seen, there's a too high risk of allergic reaction. One of them is really good, but it has juniper berries in it, and I think that's kind of like related to pine and perhaps that kind of greenery. So I don't want to risk it. And otherwise, they have hibiscus in them, or like weird Inuit stuff. But they are really good, but I'm just worried about allergies. That's so cute. I thought that's such a good gift. But says my cousin is preggers at the moment, so I bought her every rooibos flavor that company made. It's pretty cool. For my allergies, I used to love an apple tea with cinnamon and nutmeg in it. Spices. Every town should have a tea shop. Yeah, I have a few of them nearby-ish. There's one of them I don't really like to buy the tea over there because they sell other stuff as well, and they sell soaps and perfumes, things, and eventually the tea sort of soaks up that smell and tastes like that, and it's really gross. And the other place, I've never really been inside because it kind of looks posh, and it looks like it looks really not my type of place, so I've never felt quite comfortable walking in there. Dan says, I have a lot of tea, but it's like paint. You can never have too much. Oh, I saw that apparently I sold a shirt on Redbubble. Is that Redbubble? Teespring? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I saw one of the pigment of my imagination shirt. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Has anyone ever tried making a rubber cement masking removal block tool? I'm too cheap to pay what they want for. You can use. I don't use them. I often use like the end of a brush that has a, you know, an angle like this. You just rub it on the masking fluid and it removes well. That's pretty cool. Otto says you can make it by collecting all the used masking fluid peels into a ball. That sounds super fun to do too. Dan says, Otto, you should start importing that tea. It's 45 pounds a bag on Amazon. That's far fetched. Oh, ouch. Geez, 45 pounds. That's almost double that for Canadian dollars. That's just nonsense. 50 tea bags. That's about 1 pound per cup of tea. I mean, you pay more when you end up getting a tea from a tea place, but even then. Hot damn. Finally got my spellmates to buy Harney and Sons for down there instead of the trash they were getting. Harney and Sons is really nice, except that they tend to have hibiscus in many things. Okay. Like £4 for 30 bags. Wow. Can you? Does it say on the packaging what exactly is in there? Because there's definitely some cinnamon, but I was wondering, like, aside cinnamon and rooibos, what is in there? It's gotten so dark outside. Wonder if we will get a storm. Tea, art supplies, and yarn. Yep, that's... You mostly buy the basic varieties, not the hibiscus fruity ones. Yeah, I know, but I got one that was like apple and spice and it had hibiscus in it. I was like, no. No, 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 no. Woke up to thunder. That sounds like an easy decent thing. Okay, rooibos, honey bush, cinnamon, ginger clove, cardamom, black pepper. That's really nice. Maybe about to get the storm that just passed through there. I don't know. I think it started raining. Oh yeah, well the grass is gonna be happy. There will possibly be less people watering their lawns. I once saw a guy watering his lawn while it was raining. I really wanted to smack him on the head. What do you think you're doing, champ? Start me doing your way. Southwest Ontario I went about 2 hours ago. Now I really need to drink the rooibos chai. We've been talking about it too much. What have the neighbors done? It's a good. Sorry. A Japanese food website. Japanese food. They have mochi. This is dangerous. Back with tea. Mm. I did go and check last week for the sepia pentel brush pen. I saw that there is a gray one too. I was like, whoa, but they are so expensive still. Like this one is about $10, and the ones I found online for the other two, they were like closer to $20. I was like, alright, I'll wait until it's perhaps a bit more everywhere before I buy it, you know. So perhaps it will be less expensive then. I'm really curious to see if the ink is opaque enough that if you go over the line many times, if it's gonna make a weird overlap transparency effect, or if it's gonna do like the black pen and just appear to be one color. Yeah, that is kind of expensive. So I think I might, it's one of those things that I will probably wait until perhaps I see more videos about it before I decide to get one, because it sounds pretty great, but I don't know, I need to see it before I can decide if it's worth. And that's just the pen. I mean, it doesn't address the problem with the refills or anything. Like, sure, the pens come with 2 refills, but that's definitely not enough. In this household, both me and Mr. E uses this pentel brush pen a lot, so we go through refills really fast. Apparently Tesco sells vegetarian gyoza. Gyoza. question for you guys in the chat. Is there one sort of food culture that really doesn't appeal to you? Like, not through necessarily a conscious effort, but when you're presented with like a leaflet of many restaurants to order from, it's always going to be the one you're going to skip. I'm just curious because I was looking at this, I was thinking about this stuff, and there's really a bunch of stuff that I've never really ordered and I just don't have any specific appeal for. Oh. Good dried mangoes. Well, over here we have nuts.com. I would usually buy their organic mango bags and we eat them pretty fast, but I don't know if it's convenient for you in the UK. Perhaps not. Those are delicious though. Oh, dried mangoes, they don't last long. Right, so Dan says Chinese or Italian. Tukabu says ultra spicy stuff. Well, allergies are definitely like a good reason to opt out of something. Asian fusion. What? You don't like sushi with basil pesto in them and mozzarella cheese? What? Oh, I'm sorry. Those always make me laugh. I'm like, well, okay, we've gone some lengths here. We're pretty far from the original idea. I think for me it's like Mexican and Indian food. Like, I've never really been to Taco Bell, and I don't know, I every time I go, except perhaps for the tortilla chips with fake cheese and salsa, like nacho type thingy, but that's the only thing, and that's because it's really easy to put together and you basically have nothing to do. Taco Bell is not Mexican. No, that's wannabe Mexican food, but even when I used to work in a place that had something that really seemed more like a genuine Mexican place, I don't know, it's just not what they serve as food is not usually what I kind of go for. It's just the way it is. Amisha says no, I love tasting new things. If you don't have any food allergies, that's definitely awesome. Helen says that my formative years spent in restaurants and lack of food allergies have given me a wide palette. It's more individual foods that I don't like, or individual restaurants. Huh. Patricia says Mexican food. What is Taco Bell? Is it like what is it, like wannabe Mexican? What exactly? Where does it sit in regards to all this mess? Greek Italian restaurant. It just hits you in the face with garlic and Arabs cooking. Well, that's not a bad smell. Not necessarily something I want to eat, but it smells good. Yeah, I understand that it's the McDonald's of Tex-Mex, but when you go to McDonald's, you still get a burger. So when you go to Taco Bell, you get a taco, or soft shell, or a hard shell. I mean, I understand that it's like the really cheap fast food equivalent, but I'm just trying to figure it out in my head. Oh, I wanted to do something first. think I went to KFC once in my life, and that was because I was a kid and I was traveling with a friend and their family for the summer, and they stopped at KFC. And I remember having no clue what I wanted to order. It's like, well, it's chicken. I don't really like chicken. I only like chicken when it's like deep fried with spicy sauce on it. Like karaage is pretty good. Americana style tacos or burritos. Okay, that could be more American than Mexican. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I don't have a lot of knowledge of Mexican food anyway. So I mean, it's called Taco Bell, so the first thing you think of is taco, and tacos are Mexican technically. So bleh. What is Wagamama? It's Mexican food, but it's bad. More Tex-Mex. Does Tex-Mex stand for Texas Mexican? What does it stand for? Or how to make more money making new stuff to bait the customers with Mexican? Yeah, well, I don't know. Like every story I've heard about Taco Bell did not end well, so I'm really not. Like, this is not super appealing anyway. Like, hard shell tacos aren't really a thing in most of Mexico. They do have the tortilla chips though, do they? Or is that also really American? Shredded cheddar definitely isn't a thing in most of Mexico. Tex-Mex is so good, but not yeah, Texas American, Texas Mexican. Okay, cool. So what about those gorgeous Montreal bagels with cream cheese and lox? Well, the bagels are good, but the cream cheese is no longer an option. Unless it's this weird fake cheese, cream cheese that, I wouldn't call it cream cheese exactly. It's more like a spread that is reminiscent vaguely of cream cheese, but lox is good. Fresh bagels are pretty great. Wagamama is this god-awful Japanese restaurant that is just so bad. It's a slander to Japanese food. Worse than Mackie D's. Taco Bell is Mexican the way KFC is good poutine. Do they even have poutine at KFC? Yuck. Poutine is like the most basic thing ever, yet you only need a few ingredients, but you need really key ingredients to make it work. Basically, here in Quebec, poutine is also a word that you can use in certain regions, certain areas of Quebec, to describe, when you just make a mud pie, like when you mix a bunch of things together. In some regions of the province, you can hear people call that a poutine. You've just made a great poutine. What is that? So yeah, that says a lot about the meal itself. It's Québécois ratatouille. Not quite, because you have a bunch of stuff in ratatouille. Poutine is really kind of a spur of the moment snack spot thingy. Texas is famous for their Mexican versions of south of the border food. Huh. Tsukabo says, we have an air fryer and 2 weeks ago air fried an entire small chicken. The skin was so perfectly crisp and tasty. Stacy says, what? Taco Bell is an Americanized... Alright, let's try again. Taco Bell is an Americanization of Central Mexican food. Basically, take their meat and potatoes and add white, and salt. And sugar, probably. Ellen says, I was watching a pro wrestling pay-per-view once in high school, and a buddy of mine brought 42 tacos from Taco Bell. It was funny, but it didn't end well. Yeah, no surprise. Yikes! They do fry up tortillas in Mexico to make a tortilla chip, but a tortilla chip like thing, but it's different than the stuff we know as nachos. Huh. I could go for some poutine. Well, ratatouille is really like elaborate. You have like all the veggies in there and the tomatoes and the spices and all of that stuff. Poutine, you got French fries, gravy, and cheese curds. If you want to be fancy, you can add whatever else is in the kitchen. Like if you also sell hot dogs, you can chop hot dog sausages and put them in there. If you sell patties for burgers, you can sort of chop up a patty and put it in there. Bacon, go ahead. It's basically just like a... Never tried it, but it sounds nice. The beef. Real Mexican food is hard to pin down because Mexico is huge and very populated and spans several climate zones. Stacy says, I was raised cooking food from inland Mexico, then later worked in coastal Mexican themed restaurants, and some of my favorite places around here are Puerto Rican food, PR, and other Central American. Like lots of seafood and garlic, mild dark chilies. Hey, Evie, I love cats. I love cats too. This is the whole point. Very odd. A friend from Banco. That's funny. A tiny French-Canadian community in southwest Ontario has its own interpretation of poutine. Theirs is a chicken and dumpling dish. What? Never heard of this before. Yeah, perhaps that refers to what I was saying before. Perhaps it's more in the idea of just putting a bunch of stuff in the pan and cooking it. That's interesting. What is what is cowboy chili? This is really interesting. I really know nothing of Mexican food. No, Dan, no. According to a poutine recipe I just found, if you can't get cheese curds, mozzarella makes a good sub. Ew, no! Ew! Ew! Ugh! Ugh! Ew! Mozzarella in the poutine? Wow! No. No, 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 no. That's just sad. You need fresh cheddar. If you can't get cheese curds, see if you can get fresh cheddar in the block and you chop it. It's gotta be squeaky, that's the thing. It's gotta be fresh, so it's gotta be unrefrigerated, yes, yet, and made on that day. Ew, mozzarella. No, 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 that's nightmarish. Okay, hold on. What is cowboy chili? Meat, beans, and whatever you can put into it, like onions. Huh. That's cool. Oh, but mozzarella and poutine, that's like so bland. No, 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 cheddar. Get some fresh cheddar if you can. Ugh, mozzarella, what? Here, most of the cheese curds are either cheddar. Sometimes you have some that are Gouda. Sometimes. Heather is not here to see me lose my stuff over mozzarella and poutine. Cowboy chili can also be cooked in a cast iron. Don't forget the tomatoes. Cheese curds aren't a thing in the UK. Yeah, Dan, that's painful. Do you have access to any kind of fresh cheese? Like, you know, not necessarily fresh in like the sense of like cottage cheese or that kind of gross thing, but something that is made on the day and they sell it sort of on the counter for a day and then they refrigerate it. Oh no, Gouda jokes. You guys are so silly. Gary says smoked Gouda is Gouda. Gouda is Gouda for you. That's a Gouda one. You Gouda be kidding me. Stop it. That's funny. Don't put mozzarella in poutine though. The only exception I could see if you want to have mozzarella in a poutine is if you do the Italian spin on poutine. And instead of gravy, you use tomato sauce, like pasta sauce on there. Then perhaps you can use mozzarella and that would be kind of a better balance of flavors. But if you use mozzarella and gravy and french fries, that's just so weird. So Stacy says my cowboy chili is beef, tomato, chilies, coffee. Oh, interesting. Chocolate, bell peppers, onions, and whatever else I have laying around that looks good. Sometimes pinto beans, but it's not necessary. I don't get these Gouda jokes. It's really a shame because even here, a lot of places that offer poutine, they don't even offer fresh cheese in them. They have some like reheated cheese curds. And you're like, no, 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 no. Like, I can sort of understand from a restaurant point of view if that's not the main thing you serve, but if the main thing you serve is poutine, you gotta have connection to fresh cheeses every day, to fresh cheese curds, because ugh, no, 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 nightmare. From where I was born, like the place I was born, the local meal is called giblotte. And it's basically a big stew with white fish, tomatoes, and a bunch of veggies in there. Oh, Amisha. But yeah, I have good memories of giblotte, and it also had some lard in it. Because come on, it's a stew from a mostly farming place, so of course you're gonna have some lard in there. That's pretty cool. Tsukabu says, I went to the Tillamook factory when I was a teenager and we got some cheddar curds and mozzarella curds. I love the squeaky treat so much. It's really squeaky. That's a really fun experience of eating stuff. If we're going to make bad puns, we should have to pay the price. Oh, that's okay. You don't have to. I mean, I'm never gonna say no, but I don't mind the bad puns. I live with Mr. E. I cannot be bothered by bad puns. I'm a good public for some of the bad puns. Like, I remember going to see a movie once, and there was some really terrible pun in there. Like, you're not even sure if it's a real pun at that point. You're like, are you serious? But I was the only one laughing in the theater because I thought it was so funny. And then everyone started laughing, possibly at me because I was really laughing hard, but I thought it was funny. It's so cheesy. I used to go to the cheese factory in Sorel when I was a kid. It was on the way between my grandparents' places and my parents' places. So whenever we would go visit my grandparents, we would often stop at the cheese factory place that's in that area, and we would get fresh cheese curds, kind of stuff. We would get the cheddar blocks, and fresh, it would be just as squeaky. Basically, the blocks, they were like a bunch of curds pressed together. So it looked like a block, but you could see that it was really all the curds. It was really good. It was one of my favorite things to snack on as a kid. It was some of that fresh cheese with apples. What's Tillamook? Do they do like ice cream? Sounds like the kind of place that would have ice cream. I'm not sure I get it. Hold on. Once I was at a mini play in Stratford, there was a brothel scene. Well, the stage hands brought out a sign with the rear end of a cat over the door. So it was called the Cat's House. Apparently Tesco sells a form of cheese curd. Oh no, I will have to end this live stream soon. Crud. On a timer today. We have a bunch of stuff to do after. So I cannot stay for very long. I will have time to finish inking this though, pretty sure. Again, I will be posting the finished picture on Instagram this week, probably. And I should really do a better job at posting stuff on Coffee because... But Coffee is kind of weird as a... Like, it's a better platform for sort of money stuff than Patreon is, in a way. But it's lacking a couple of features that I don't know if they will eventually add in. Like, you cannot like a post. And you cannot reply to comments on certain posts, and I'm like, But then again, Ko-fi, they're really, like, they work really hard on their platform, and they always add new stuff, so I wonder if at some point it's going to be much more easy to sort of exchange on that platform. But yeah, I just, like, on Patreon it's kind of convenient to like a post because it means I've read it and I've enjoyed it, but I don't have anything specific to say, so I'm liking this. But you sort of cannot do that on Coffee, so it's really hard to get a feel. Like, you cannot really exchange with other people, you can just post stuff and hopefully people will check them. So it's a bit weird and a bit difficult. Also known as the catastrophe. Just in time for a good afternoon nap. Oh, sorry, hiccups. No, it's a tea shop, a cat tea shop. And I now feel like I need to eat something that sucks. What? Or is the need to feel something the part that you don't enjoy? So yeah, again, I'm really enjoying inking on hot cold press with this brush pen, even if it's a bit rough at times. This one is new, and this one was my old one from like 20 years ago, and it started to lose its point, but I still use it, like it still works well, but I had a new one around and I thought, is there a difference between both? So now I have two. And they're basically the same, except that one is a lot more worn. This one was in my pencil case for years, so it's pretty roughed up. But it you know, it still works. These things are the bomb. And this is the painting to be for today. The cat tea shop. And this is gonna be Pecco, this is gonna be Scout. This is gonna be a fluffy customer. So yeah, unless you have any more questions, I wish you a fun weekend. Best of luck in your Mexican meals and poutine recreations, or trying to find ways to reproduce the magic of poutine outside of Quebec. I want to say a great big thank you to Otto for being always the awesome moderator and always being ready with links and stuff. And I want to thank you all for spending part of your Saturday with me and chatting about all sorts of stuff. It's always super enjoyable, and yeah, and I feel I want to reiterate again that I'm super thankful for last week's Caturday, where you let me talk about the stuff that was bothering me and provided help and insightful comments. And again, I want to say thank you to Steve and Lynn for writing to me, and I will write back. I just need to read and process, because I have to process in French too, and I'm a super slow reply typer. Like, I take forever to write a reply because it's got to be perfect. But I definitely want to write back to you guys. And I want to say thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will hopefully have more videos next week. I'm trying to, you know, amp up stuff and get more videos done. So hopefully that will pan out. Bye guys. Take care.